Hey, this is Legit Retro Gaming, and today we're going to be looking at the Super Nintendo game Chrono Trigger. This game is considered to be one of the best, if not the best, RPG games ever created. So it was popular when it came out. It sold relatively well, if I remember correctly, and it continues to be popular today. I got this not that long ago off eBay for around $200. Not including shipping. I've seen prices these days go for anywhere between $200, $250, $350, $450. So the prices you will see for loose copies of this game could vary widely. As you can see, there's some wear and dirty residue on the label. For verification purposes, this is a good thing because it tells you that this game is old and has seen some wear. It's not too glossy, so yeah, that's a good indication for this being a legit game. As you can see, the Nintendo logo and the serial number are not blurry, they're quite clear. And we have the Made in Mexico logo here, as well as in the back. As you can see, it says here Made in Mexico. Might be a little blurry, but yeah, that's the indication of its authenticity. And right here is the factory stamp, factory number here on the top left. Alright, so like I said, there's quite a bit of wear on the label. Now let's look inside. Alright, so here's the PCB board. On the top left corner, we have the battery for the game. And as you can see, the manufacturing date says it was manufactured in 1995, which was when the game was released. If you have a newer battery in this game, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just an indication that the battery was recently swapped. Most likely due to the battery being too old and it couldn't hold a save. So eventually, this battery will have to be swapped as well. And as you can see in gold, the battery is indicated on the PCB. On the far left, we have the Nintendo logo, 1993. On the underside, or under the battery, we have the lockout chip, which is to protect the game from being copied. Catty corner in the top right is the decoder chip. It should say MAD1. To the right of that is the SRAM, where the game is saved. And to the bottom of that, which is labeled here on the far right, is the mask ROM, which is where the game is. So let's flip this over for a little bit. Now for the mask ROM, certain serial numbers and manufacturing dates and logos will vary, so your mask ROM and your SRAM, for that matter, might look a bit different. This mask ROM was manufactured by Sharp. Here you can see the manufacturing date, or the manufacturing year, 1995. As I said before, your mask ROM, there's a good chance that it may look different. For Chrono Trigger, various mask ROM manufacturers were used for the manufacture of their games. that Squaresoft at the time commissioned. Some mask ROMs were manufactured by MX. You'll see an MX logo right here, a big MX. So there's that company and Sharp. So some of the serial numbers will look different than manufacturing numbers. However, one thing that does not vary is the serial number for the game itself. SNES ACTE-O, that is the serial number for this game, Chrono Trigger. Alright, so as you can see, everything is labeled nicely. The chips don't look too weird. There's not any weird Chinese labeled chips, cheap flash chips that you can purchase in bulk off Alibaba or anything like that. So this is a legit game. Next week I'm going to do another one. Most likely another very valuable game like I've done the previous week with Earthbound and this week with Chrono Trigger. So, yeah, stay tuned for that, and don't get ripped off.